Welcome to Beyond the Badge. Beyond the Badge is an inside look at your Oshkosh Police Department, brought to you through the resources of Oshkosh Community Media Services.
Welcome to this edition of Beyond the Badge. I'm Joe Nichols. May 25th is National Missing Children's Day in the United States. On today's show, we'll be talking with Elizabeth Von Abel, prevention educator at Reach Counseling, about keeping your children and neighborhood children safe. Later in the show, we'll be talking with Lisa Nething from the YMCA on this year's Safety City program. We welcome all of you watching us on City Cable 10 and those of you listening to us on 101.9 WOCT. Elizabeth, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Joe.
Well, thanks for being here. And could you please tell our viewers and listeners about yourself?
Okay, I grew up in a small town, Hollandtown. That's the name Von Abel's. I have 3 children, married 33 years, and I'm the prevention educator at Reach Counseling. What that means is I go into the schools along with a coworker, Andrew, and we speak to almost 19,000 kids and adults a year.
Wow.
I speak with children from the ages of 3 years old all the way up to adults on how to keep ourselves safe.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, thank you again for being on today's show. And what does your job entail as the prevention educator?
It's always changing. In the elementary school, we will go in and we will talk with children. In the young grades, we will bring in puppets and Max and Molly, and they're wearing bathing suits. And it's a visual for the students to know that their private parts are covered by the bathing suit, and no one should be looking at them, touching them, unless they have a good reason. And we'll talk about what those good reasons are for healthy and keeping them clean. And then we teach them 3 safety rules right away from 3 years old, that they can always say no to unwanted touch and to go tell somebody. And then we teach them also the physical feelings of when their body tells them that they're not safe. So we really focus on what's called protective behaviors in the elementary schools. We work with counselors that if we're not in a classroom one year, that they're in the classroom. So Winnebago's kind of unique. In every year in all the elementary schools, that child is going to be hearing about protective behaviors, that they can say no, get away, and go talk to an adult, that it's not their fault if somebody does touch them and doesn't have one of those good reasons. We also really emphasize what a bad secret is and a good secret. We let them know a good secret always comes out. Eventually they get to tell that secret, and when they do, the person feels really happy. Then we talk about the bad secrets. Those are the kind that you never get to tell. That's the kind that the person asking you to keep a bad secret tells you that because they're protecting themselves. And so if you have a bad secret and somebody's telling you not to tell it, you need to tell that. So we talk a lot about that. That's what we do in the elementary classes. Middle school, it's about saturating. It's about getting the message and going a little bit deeper. Then we will be in the schools 3 times in a week. We will talk about sexual abuse, what it is, we'll define it. We'll let them know it happens by a powerful person, but that powerful person many times, most of the time, is someone they know. It's not that stranger. It can be somebody within the family. It can be someone that is a close friend, another child, a neighbor. And then we begin to talk about identifying how they can say no. We really focus on the grooming. We want them to become powerful. How does a person do that? So we talk about the bribes and the tricks, being forced, being threatened, and then kids begin to understand that. Second day, we focus on what a healthy relationship looks like, what an unhealthy relationship looks like, and get them around moving and doing some different activities. And the third day is all about the internet safety, how to protect themselves. Then when we're in high school, we're again in there 3 days. Some of the schools we're going in even more. We're giving that same message, but now we're inviting the kids to help us end this. How can they create a project to talk with teens or their brothers and sisters? Where I would really like to be more is with the community events, talking to parents about how to protect their children, talking to parents about how you talk about the internet, how you talk to kids about these difficult topics. What are some signs that maybe my child has experienced some form of sexual abuse? So that's in a nutshell.
Wow. A lot of great information is going out,
Yes.
though, to the kids. And that's very, very important.
Right.
You touched also on internet safety. I
Mm-hmm.
know internet safety is a very hot topic right now.
Right.
Only due to the fact that kids have all this technology available to them, but I
Right.
don't think they know how to use it.
Right.
Would you agree, or
They're smarter than the adults. So I would say they know more about it than we do. And so we need, as adults, to learn that technology. But children are posting naked pictures of themselves. I mean, we're talking 9 years old, 10 years old. And so we have to teach them what the law says. But it's a scarier world out there. In all of the classes, especially in elementary and middle school and high school, we teach the children having a code word, where if they are introduced to something that feels very inappropriate, how do you get out of that situation? Because they tell me there's so much peer pressure. They want to be liked. They want to fit in. They want to have value. And kids will go where they fit in if things aren't going well at home. So we teach them to have a code word. We teach them that the cell companies like Life 360, you can put an app on your phone. If they get in a situation where they're panicked, they hit that, and it goes to their circle of support friends, and then they can get them out of those situations.
Wow.
But the internet, it's here to stay.
Yeah.
And it's not if my child is going to be introduced to something inappropriate, it is when. And how do we as parents respond to that?
Wow. Well, so parents, pay attention.
Yes.
And every year, May 25th is National Missing Children's Day in the United States. How many kids go missing each year in the United States?
Statistics that I've read report that 800,000 children go missing in the United States every year. That comes down to about 200 or 2,000 a day.
Wow.
Those seem like alarming numbers, especially when you look at those numbers. Most of them are under the age of 18. But it can be family abductions. It can be non-family, runaways, abandoned children, lost or otherwise missing children. But I don't want to cause fear in the public. I want them to know of those numbers of kids that are truly abducted. Most are taken by a family member or someone they know or an acquaintance, and 25% of those kids are taken by a stranger.
Okay. Wow. Staggering numbers to
Yes.
hear 800,000.
Yes.
Is there a program that parents can follow, to give them what they need to talk to their children about safety?
We do a program called Darkness to Light, and it's a program that it only costs $10, and they get this whole book with research and all the different datas and great information. We will do that for parents. I'll do it if a youth or a private school wants me to do that. We'll fit it in, and we'll talk to them about how they can protect their children. But what I want them to know is there's some basic things. Know the height, the weight, the color of your child's eyes. Have a recent picture of your child, just in case your child does go missing, that you're going to be able to give that. Make online safety a priority. If you're going to give your child the phone, if you're going to let them use the computer, before you do that, you have a contract. What does this look like? If they do not follow the rules, then you have the consequences that the children know beforehand. Teach parents how to do the history, search the history of where their children have been. So make online safety a priority. Set boundaries where kids go. We've got to know where our children are. So we've got to be asking them where they're going, and then we need to check on them. Even if we have good kids, we think they're where they are, we want to make sure that they are where they are. choose wisely your caregivers. If you need to have your children in a daycare or with a babysitter, check their references. Check to see where they're at. And once you've hired them, that it doesn't end there. You check those references again, maybe 6 months later. You pop in unexpectedly. Maybe you forget your keys or something, but you pop in and you see how things are going. You ask your neighbor to pop in and say, you know what, could you just go over there and just ask for a cup of sugar or something and just see how things are going. The next morning, you ask your child, how did it go last night? Do you want to go back to that babysitter? Do you want that babysitter to come back here? See if their behavior has changed a little bit. Did you feel safe? Is there something that you're not telling me? So we have those conversations, and kids say to me that it's very hard sometimes to go and tell a parent when they're not safe because we overreact. And now I'm going to take your cell phone away. Now I'm never going to let you go to that place again. So just ask more questions, and inside your heart might be racing, but just go slow and say, okay, I want to learn more about this. Tell me more.
Sure.
And it's our reaction. Teach your kids the safety rule, that they can always say no. I don't care if it's Uncle John, I don't care if it's a coach or a teacher, but if somebody makes you feel uncomfortable and wants you to do something, you have the right to say no. And then walk away when you can, and then tell me. I teach parents to have their child have 5 supportive people that they can go talk to when they're not safe. In a school, who are 2 people, be it the teacher, the principal, an adult that they know that has their back. When they're not at school, who are some people that they can talk to in the neighborhood, within the family, and have those cell phone numbers that that child has. So we teach those safety rules, and having a code is really, really important. That they have some type of a code, and they only use that word or that phrase when they're not feeling safe. So I said before that it's not if our child is going to be introduced to some things that are inappropriate, it's when. The average age for a young male to be introduced to pornography now is between the ages of 7 and 9.
Wow.
And many times it's at that sleepover or at somebody's house that you really, really know. But that child wants to fit in, and he doesn't know how to get out of that situation, especially if it's an older person that's introducing them. So you've got to have that code where they can call home and say that word, watermelon or whatever, and mom understands, okay, they want to get out of there. So have that code. The other thing is in all the grades, we talk about those OO feelings, those early warning feelings. It's the way our body physically tells us when we're not safe. It's a little bit similar to when you're doing something risky on purpose. Your heart might be racing, your stomach might be kind of in knots. But you have control in those situations. You have choice. You know that an event's going to end. In an unsafe situation, we let the kids know that you may not have control. You may wonder if this is going to ever end. That's when you have to use that support system. Give you an example, if I could.
Sure.
I was in a classroom, and a little boy made a connection that every time his mom's new boyfriend came around, he got these creepy feelings, he called, and they wouldn't go away. He felt those until the mom's boyfriend left, but he wasn't touched. The guy had never said anything inappropriate to him, so I just said, go home, explain to mom what you're feeling. Tell her you learned about these early warning signs. So he went home. And mom really did well. She sat down, she listened to him, and then she put her new boyfriend's name in what's called CCAP, and to see if he had a criminal record, and he did.
Wow.
He had done some of these things to children, and he wasn't even supposed to be around children.
Wow.
Mom called the police, and he's back in jail.
Wow.
So the physical feelings that we have when we're not feeling safe are such an important thing, and we may never know why we get those feelings.
Very good. Very good. And if parents have questions, who can they call?
Call Reach Counseling, and so they can just call our office. It's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me, or if they had questions and they wanted to see a counselor, our number is 722-8150. We have free counseling for children 12 and under. We're funded by a grant. And so once it's reported, we can see children 12 and under. And then we have groups. It's an amazing organization that I'm part of.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, Elizabeth, thank you so very much for being on today's show.
Thank you, Joe, for
and talking with us.
having us here today.
Oh, you're very welcome. Very welcome. And we'll be right back after this short break.
All right.
Hello, I'm City Manager Mark Roloff. Roundabouts are new to many of us in Oshkosh, so we have to take extra precaution when using them. Remember, safety is the key. Slow down. The speed limit in the roundabout is only 15 miles an hour. Avoid distractions. Focus all your attention on navigating the roundabout. Find the proper lane. Check out the signage leading up to the roundabout. Choose your lane assignment early and stay in your lane. Evaluate the situation. Take notice of what kind of vehicles are in front of you. Sometimes larger trucks need to take up both lanes of a roundabout. Think to look for pedestrians and allow them to cross when entering and exiting a roundabout. Yield to traffic on your left. You must yield to all traffic in the roundabout, and that traffic will be coming from your left. Again, safety is the key. Remember that word and what those letters represent, and your roundabout driving experience will be a smooth one. Thanks for your support.
Welcome back to Beyond the Badge. We are here with Lisa Nething, Family and Special Events Director at the Oshkosh Community YMCA. Lisa, thank you for coming back on to the show.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And for those that don't remember, please tell us about yourself.
Sure, I'm Lisa Nething. I'm the Family and Special Events Director at the Oshkosh YMCA. I'm going on my 9th year there.
Wow.
Yeah, so I oversee all the family programs, so that consists of our family nights, our WE programs, special events, everything from birthday parties to EAA camping and Safety City.
Wow. A lot. A
Yeah.
lot of hats you're wearing. This will be the 3rd year that the Oshkosh YMCA is offering Safety City. How has the program been going?
It's been going very well. The community support that we have from the community, of the children coming back and new children taking the program, as well as different organizations coming in and speaking to our youth.
Excellent, excellent. It is a wonderful program, and I love being there.
Yeah,
teaching
thank
the
you.
bikes. So, and can you briefly describe what Safety City is?
Sure, Safety City, it's a kid-sized mock-up of a city consisting of a map with streets, signs, a working stop and go light, working railroad sign, and some buildings. And children learn how to navigate through that city as a pedestrian, a bicyclist, and a motorist. And children are also instructed on fire safety, personal safety, and other safety topics.
Fantastic. And are there any changes for this upcoming year?
Yeah, this year we will be bringing back karate, so learning more about personal safety.
Awesome.
And our registration, you'll see a longer registration process where people can sign up.
Okay, excellent, excellent. And how many years has Safety City been in existence?
Sure, Safety City has been in existence. This is the 12th year. It started in 2004 at the 20th Avenue YMCA, and then it moved to the Fox Valley Technical College a year later. And now this will be the 3rd year that it will be at Most Blessed Sacrament.
Excellent. And how are the facilities working out there?
It's great. Yeah, we have
Awesome.
a nice big gym where the mat goes, so plenty of space for that. And then we also utilize the classrooms.
Excellent, excellent. And registration has started.
Correct.
Okay, for the 2015 Safety City. How can parents sign up their children?
Sure, there's a couple different ways. You can either go online, www.oshkoshcommunityymca.org, or stop in at either location and pick up the registration form.
Okay, all right. And is there a fee for the program?
Yes, YMCA members are $35 and non-members $45.
Okay, excellent. Now with that, they do get a bike helmet.
Yes, they
Okay.
get a bike helmet, a t-shirt, and a daily snack.
Oh, excellent, excellent. And some excellent instruction.
Yes.
So, all right. And what are some of the things that the kids will see at Safety City?
Sure. With pet safety, during our graduation time, we bring in a real dog, so they get to experience that. Other things that they'll see will be, the physical will be the fire trucks, the ambulance, and then learning to know our road signs and physically seeing that and putting it all together.
Absolutely, absolutely. And some of the other topics that you can cover at Safety City?
Sure. It's very busy, so we cover a lot of different things. Everything, like I said, at pet safety, water safety, personal safety, poison, how to dial 911, and as well as the road signs and different rules of the roads.
Okay, absolutely. And I know that John Holland will be there again this year with the safety house.
Yes.
So, which is always a good time. One of the questions that is frequently asked by parents is, okay, my child went last year. Do they really need to go again? And what do you say to that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Practice, practice, practice. Another thing is that they're making new friends.
Okay.
And as well as there may be a new speaker or a new topic.
Excellent, excellent, because there's something new every year.
Right.
Absolutely. And so what are the days that are coming up here in June and July for Safety City?
Sure. Our first session will be from 9 to noon from June 15th to the 18th. And then that same week, we're doing an afternoon session, 1 to 4. Again,
Okay.
June 15th to the 18th.
Okay.
And then 1 to 4 will be June 22nd to 25th. 9 to noon will be July 6th to the 9th. And then we're also offering one session of Safety City 2.
Okay.
And that time frame will be 1 to 4 from July 13th to the 16th.
Very good. And Safety City too. How is that different than Safety City?
Sure. With that, we actually go out into the community on a bike rodeo. So we take what we learned and go out on a bike ride right in our community around Most Blessed Sacrament and through the college campus area. And then just practicing with the no mat. And with that, then also with the Safe House, going a little bit further and talking about safety with use of microwaves that children between the ages of 7 and 9 might use.
Sure.
With the Safe House, there's also a kitchen area. So Firefighter John does a great job going into microwave, toaster use, using stuff on top of the stove. So that gets a little bit more elaborate. And then the personal safety and personal touch is more in-depth at that age group.
Fantastic. Sounds like a great program.
Yeah.
So, and is there also a fee for Safety City too?
Yes, same fee, $35 for members, $45 for non. And they will also get the bike helmet, the t-shirt, and the daily snack.
Fantastic, fantastic. And if someone is watching or listening to us today and is interested in volunteering at Safety City, what types of opportunities are there?
Sure, yeah, that would be great. They can contact me at the YMCA or send me an email. Different opportunities would be to help with snack, help go on the bike ride, and it would also be helpful to have volunteers placed around the mat. So making sure that the children, when they're riding the bikes or walking it as a pedestrian, making sure that they're following all the appropriate road signs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Because Safety City, it's a very important program, and we thank you so much for taking on the program from a couple years back. So, and Lisa, I really want to say thank you very much for being on today's show.
My pleasure.
And don't forget, check out the Oshkosh YMCA and the website, and then also if you have other information, you can make a call to one of the YMCA's in Oshkosh. Okay, very good. Thank you
you.
again for being here. And we'll be right back after this short break.
In Wisconsin, the laws are the same for bicyclists and motorists. So if you bike, ride with the traffic and obey stop signs and lights. Whether you ride a bike or drive a car, you must yield the right-of-way to pedestrians at marked and unmarked crosswalks. At intersections, always look for pedestrians before making a turn, and slow down in school zones and neighborhoods to keep our kids safe. Share and be aware. We're all responsible.
Welcome back to Beyond the Badge. We thank Elizabeth Von Abel, and Lisa Nothing for being on today's show. We hope that you too enjoyed today's show. For replay times, check out OshkoshCommunityMedia.org or OshkoshPD.com if you missed a show or want to watch us again. Remember, you can catch us on streaming video at OshkoshCommunityMedia.org. Don't forget also that May 25th is National Missing Kids Day. Remember to make time for your children and each and every day to talk to them about being safe while at and away from home. Don't forget also that bicycles are out and about in the city. Please watch for bicyclists, especially children on bikes, and share the road for an enjoyable summer. Don't forget about the Safety City dates that are coming up. The first being June 15th through the 18th from 9 a.m. to noon and 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. June 22nd through the 25th, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and July 6th through the 9th, 9 a.m. to noon. Safety City 2 will also be held on July 13th through the 16th, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And we thank you all once again for watching and listening to us on Beyond the Badge. And until next time, stay safe.